Hi guys, welcome to my first video. I had been bouncing back and forth between what I should do for this video. As much as I loved everybody's suggestions, I decided I'm going to tell a little story. It was my senior year of high school. Me and my stepmom were planning on going to the park for a church event. Within 30 minutes of leaving the house, okay, so I don't want to go into specifics about what happened inside the car leading up to the incident, but anyways, things happened in the car, and next thing I know is I'm losing control of my own car, and the last thing I remember is heading headfirst into a tree at about 60 miles an hour. I don't remember anything after the impact, so everything that happened after is hearsay. The car had split in half, and the seatbelt had sliced my chest, and I was thrown out of the car. Next thing I remember, I'm waking up in a hospital, very aware of what happened, but unaware of how much danger I was in. At the time, I felt really good. They had given me a lot of medicine. As far as I knew, I was okay. I had no knowledge to the extent of my injuries. I had fractured my wrist, I fractured my ribs, fractured my spine, lost my front 3 teeth, crushed my upper jaw, bit through my lower lip, if you can see. I completely shattered my hip, and I was bleeding internally. The scary part for the doctors was they had no idea what the source of the bleeding was. For the first few days, they had even told my family that they were going to give me a 50-50 chance of making it through. But they were leaning more on the side of she was not going to make it. It took the doctors a couple of days, and they finally found the source of the bleeding, which was my spleen. My spleen had ruptured upon impact, and I was bleeding out. Thankfully, they had found it, so they had stopped my bleeding, but my blood pressure was still very high. I was in the ICU for 2 weeks, and I was in the hospital a total of a whole month. I was in a drug-induced coma for the first 2 days, and I just assumed everybody knew what had happened, but that was not the case. It took a few days for me to realize that there had been rumors spreading around that I was speeding, and I just lost control. But that was going around. You know, half of the people believed it, half of them didn't. I had to deal with that, as well as I had to learn how to walk again. For the first month, since my injuries were so bad, they did not want me moving at all. They didn't let me try to walk until the first month. And at that point, I had lost so much muscle that I couldn't even sit up. So those first few days of me having to learn how to walk again were excruciatingly painful. I felt like it was lightning shooting up from my knee to my thigh because of the metal that they had in my body as well. And then on top of that, it was my senior year of high school. So I had to haul ass and get all my work done that I had missed in a 3-month period. Because I was not about to redo my senior year. But I did it. Looking back, it seems easier than it did while I was actually in it. It took me a while to get behind the wheel, and even after I did, I had people making comments about how I shouldn't make sure you don't speed. Don't speed this time. And it really sucked. It really sucked that it was my own family members that were telling me this, that didn't believe my story, that didn't believe what had actually happened. But I did have to deal with a lot, and moral of the story is I wouldn't change it for anything. It changed me as a person. It made me realize how short life is. Life is so short, and any day could be your last. You never know. I didn't think the next day could be my last. Nobody knows when their last day is their last day. However, what you can take advantage of is you can make the most of your life right now. And that's what this incident taught me. It taught me that it's okay that bad things happen, because that's life. Life's like a roller coaster. You have your ups and your downs. And I know that's very cliche, but it's so true. It really is really true. You have to get through those downs to reach your ups. You have to really fight sometimes. Fight your emotions, fight your feelings, fight yourself sometimes, because sometimes you can be your own downfall. Like I said, I'm grateful for the experience. It has made me stronger. At the time, I let life pass me by. I didn't really take advantage of what I had. And I mean, I'm still guilty of not necessarily being the most grateful person sometimes. And sometimes I think about what happened that day 4 years ago, to remind myself that you never know when it's going to be the last day. And even for me, like, I've already gone through that. Who's to say it's not going to happen again? I'm just grateful for the life I've been given. And I just wanted to share this story with you because it is something that's had a huge impact on my life. And I like to share the story because I can only hope that it'll have some influence on other people as well. It was hard, but it was worth it. I needed it. I'm not gonna lie, I did need it, but I'm thankful.